ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are reading the second chapter of the first section of Bhakti Rasāmṛta Sindhu. First section has four chapters, and we are reading the second chapter, and then within that we are reading the 64 angas of bhakti, or 64 limbs of devotional service. And we completed last week Sakyam 48th, that is friendship. Now from 49th onwards we'll read, that is Atmanivedanam. Atha Atmanivedanam Yatha Ekadashe. So now we are going to begin Atmanivedanam. Rupa Goswami is giving the definition from Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto 29th chapter. Radhakunda Mataji, you can recite the verse.
Yes, Prabhu. Martyo yada chakta samasta karma niveditatma vichikirshito me tadamrutatvam pratipadyamano mayatma bhuyaya chakalpate vai. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. A person who gives up all fruitive activities and offers himself entirely unto me, eagerly desiring to render service unto me, achieves liberation from birth and death and is promoted to the status of sharing my own opulences. So here it says Martyaha. Martyaha means the human beings who has death. Death is part of their life. They are not Devaha. They are not Amaraha. They are not who. Of course, Devatas also, their lifespan is fixed, but they are also said to be Amara because they don't face death like we face. Martya, so we who face the death, Yada Tyakta Samasta Karma. So all the karmas, when the human being gives up and then offers his Atma to the Lord, Nivedita Atma. So offers his Atma to the Lord. May here the Lord is speaking, so he is speaking to me. And that person, by me, by the Lord, Vichikir Shataha means he is made to desire something special. Okay. So when the devotee gives up all the other activities and then surrenders or offers his Atma to the Lord, what does the Lord do? The Lord makes him desire something special. What is that? That is bhakti. That is not jnana, that is not yoga, that is not regular karma kanda activities, but he makes him desire bhakti activities. And tada amritattvam pratipadyamanaha. Then that martya, the person who has death part of his life, he attains amrutatva. Amrutatva means deathlessness. So there is no death. He attains that state. Basically, he gets liberated. Not just liberation. Maya atma bhuyaya cha kalpate vai. He also attains a state similar to the Lord. He gets a spiritual body, and then he also gets more like sarshti, same opulence like the Supreme Lord, or same form like the Supreme Lord. He attains that as well. So he not only gets liberation, but he also attains similar opulence to the Lord. Okay, we'll quickly look at the commentary of Jiva Goswami. Yataha nivedita atma ataha taktam samasta aihika amushmikam karma atma atmiya poshanadi rupam. So the karmas which belong to this world. You do certain activities to nourish yourself in this world. Like I do my job to earn money so that I can live comfortably. That is ahika in this world. Amushmika means for the next world, for going to heaven. I may perform a yagya, I may worship a particular devata, I will do nitya karmas, naimiti karmas, all these things. Why I am doing all these activities? So that my next life, that is in the upper worlds, I will get a good position. All these karmas, the person gives up. That is part of Atmanivedanam. Atmanivedanam means you give up all these karmas, whatever karma you're doing in this world for your own sake, and whatever karma you're doing for the next world for your own sake, give up all the karma. Tarhi me maya vishishtaka kartum ishtaka bhavati. So after doing that, when that person offers the atma to the Lord, what happens? The Lord makes him desire something special. That is bhakti. Amritatvamiti mritti paramparam atikraman ityartaha. So, amritattvam. So, the death, birth and death, birth and death, birth and death, a person attains across multiple births. So, he crosses over that. So, he attains the state of liberation. And then, maya saha matsamyena atma bhuyaya kalpate. Swarupa avasthitim mat sarshti lakshana muktim prapnoti ityartaha. Maya saha, along with me, mat samyena, a status equal to me, he attains. Okay, he attains a status equal to me, and then he stays with me. He attains his swarupa avastha. Swarupa avastha means his swarupa siddhi. He attains his swarupa siddhi, and he attains mukti in the form of sarshti. And he lives with the Lord. So this is Atmanivedana. Next verse. Arthaha dvidha atma shabdasya panditaihi upapayate. So the word atma means two things. That is how the panditas or the wise people have said, learned people have said. Dehi ahanta aspatam kaishchit, dehaha kaishchit mamatva bhak. Some people say Atma means the Jivatma. Dehi. Dehi means that which possesses the Deha, body. That is the Jivatma. And Jivatma is the abode of I-ness. So where is this I-ness? I exist. Coming from, for all of us, it is from the Jivatma. That is part of the Jivatma itself. When the Jivatma exists, there is this I-ness. It can understand that it exists. So that ahanta aspatam. Some people say Atma means Jivatma, which is the abode of I-ness. Some people say Kaishchit Dehaha. Some people say that Atma means the body. Mamatva bhak. So that is where the Mamatva is settled in. So ahanta comes, I-ness comes from the Jivatma. Mamatva, minus. Minus means this is my relative, this is my wife, this is my son, this is my job, this is my car. All these things comes from the body, not from the jiva. My son means the person who is related to my body. My wife, related to my body. My car, related to the body again. Nothing related to the jiva. So the mamatva, minus, comes from the body, and I-ness comes from the jiva. So some people say Atma means the Jivatma, and some people say Atma means the body. So why we are talking about the word Atma? Because it is Atmanivedanam, offering of the self. What does self mean here? Self means body, or self means Jivatma. Tatra dehi yatha yamunacharya stotre. So now Rupa Goswami gives a quotation for the first understanding, that is Dehi, that is Jivatma, from Yamunacharya's Stotra. Mataji, you could recite this.
Is it a Bhagavatam verse?
No, it is Yamunacharya's Stotra.
Could you read the Yamunacharya's? I don't know the meter.
I see, okay. Vapuradishu yaha api kaha api va gunataha asani yatha tatha vidaha Tad ayam tava pada padmayoho aham adya eva maya samarpitaha. Vapuhu adishu yaha api kaha api va asani. So that person who is residing in the body, mind, etc. It could be, and that is myself. He is referring to himself. That I, the person who is residing in the body, mind, etc., I may be anyone. Huh? I may be a human being, or I may be a devata, or I may be an animal. Doesn't matter. By my qualities, I can be anything. Gunantaha sani. Yata tatavidaha. Within that, I may be again anything, in that sense that if I'm a human being, for example, I may be a handicapped person. My hands may not be there, or my eyes may be blind, or I cannot hear. Whatever my condition is, whoever I may be, and whatever condition I may be in, tad ayam tava pada padmayoho aham adya eva maya samarpitaha. That myself I am offering to you today, to your lotus feet. That is what Yamunacharya is saying. I may be whoever I am, I may be in whatever condition, but I am offering myself to your lotus feet. This is the simple meaning. So here, he is basically pointing to the Jivatma, because he is saying, I, who I am living in the body, mind, etc., that is Jivatma. So he is offering the Atma to the Lord, or the Jivatma to the Lord. Dehaha. So this is the body. He is giving a quotation from Bhakti Viveka. Chintam kuryat na rakshayai vikritasya yatha pashoho tatha arpayan harau deham virame tasya rakshanat. So chintam kuryat na rakshaya vikritasya yatha pashoho. The animal which has been sold. So you take people actually, in the villages, they grow an animal and then they go and sell it to somebody else. So once they sell it to somebody else, they don't care about protecting the animal. That, oh, I have to feed the animal now. I have to go and get the grass or something like that. No, you sold and then you don't care after that. Similarly, when you offer your body to the Lord, Tata Arpayan Harau Deham, Lord Hari, when you offer your body to the Lord, you don't worry about protecting that. That is Atmanivedana, which means you're not going to be working for you. You will be not caring about your protection at all. That is why Jiva Goswami said, Rupa Goswami previously said, it is very difficult to follow, not easy, because you are not going to be doing any activity for yourself, not even eating or anything like that, because the body has been sold to the Lord, in the sense that you will be maintaining the body only for the Lord's service. Oh, the body has to work, so I will feed the body for the Lord's service. There is no other consciousness in the mind. So, Rupa Goswami is saying, Dushkaratvena, the same verse which we previously saw, Dushkaratvena virale द्वे सक्य आत्मनिवेदने केषाञ्चित् एव धीराणां लभते साधन अर्हताम्. दुष्करत्वेन विरले द्वे सक्य आत्मनिवेदने. So the previous two angas of bhakti, sakya and atma nivedana, are very rare, he says. Why it is rare? He says, Duskaratvena, it is very difficult to follow. Keshanchit eva dhiranam, some dhiras only. Some sober, them very strong. So Mukunda Goswami is saying, Dhira means prouda shraddhavatam. Prouda shraddhavatam means very, very strong faith in the Lord. Very, very strong trust in the Lord. That the Lord, he has so much confidence on the Lord. That person alone, those dhiras alone are eligible to practice this sadhana arhatam labhate. They obtain the sadhana arhata, or the eligibility to practice this as sadhana. We look at Jiva Goswami's commentary. Dushkaratvena iti atra Atma Nivedanasya Kevalasya Duskaratvena Vairalyam Natu Mahima Adhikyena Bhava Shunyatvat. So because Atma Nivedana, okay, so he says because Atma Nivedana is very difficult to follow, it is rare. We should not think that it is the highest thing and that is why it is rare. He says, Kevalasya Duskaratvena Vairilyam. It is rare because it is difficult to practice. Natu Mahima Adhikyena. It is not because it is very glorious. Um, among all the items he's saying. Why? He says bhava shunyatvat, because there is no bhava toward the Lord in the sense that there is no emotional relationship with the Lord. That either you are a servant or you are a friend or you are a lover or you are a mother or father. That kind of emotional relationship is not there. Just you are offering yourself. Only it is there. Sakyasya tu dushkaratvena mahima adikyena cha vairalyam bhava uttama rupatvat. But however, Sakya is rare, not just because it is difficult to practice. It is difficult to practice, of course, but also it is great. Why? Because there is bhava is there, that you are identifying the Lord as friend. There is this friendship, emotional relationship is there. And therefore, it is rare. So among the Atmanivedana and Sakya is rare because it is difficult to practice and it is a very, very, very glorious thing. Atmanivedana, however, it is difficult to practice, but it is not as glorious as Sakya. यदि च भावमिश्रम् आत्मनिवेदनं भवति तथा तु सुतरां महिमा आधिक्येन विरलं स्यात्. But if you mix bhava or emotional relationship into Atmanivedana, so Atmanivedana itself does not have emotional relationship. Sakya by its very nature has emotional relationship. Atmanivedana you can do without emotional relationship with the Lord. That is, you can offer yourself to the Lord without thinking of the Lord as your friend or your master or your lover or whatever it is. But Sakya means you are thinking of the Lord as your friend, right? So, but you can mix bhava into Atmanivedana as well. Bhava Mishram, you can mix that. Tada, when you mix that, then Atmanivedana becomes glorious. And it is rare because of that as well. So you can mix it as well. So you will give an example when it is mixed and when it is not mixed. Tatra Kevalam Atmanivedanam Dana Samaye Shri Baliraja Raje Drishyate. So when Bali Maharaj offered himself to Vamanadev, there only Atmanivedana alone was there. There was not Bhava Mishra, or there was not emotional relationship. He wasn't thinking, Bali Maharaj was not thinking, Vamanadev is my friend, Vamanadev is my master, or Vamanadev is my lover, or something like that. He wasn't thinking any relationship with the Lord, but he offered himself fully to the Lord. So that is an example of Kevala Atmanivedana, that is only Atmanivedana alone. Sharanapatihi Kalu Rakshatruttvena Varanam. Tadidam tu atmanaha tadiyata sampadanam iti bedaha. So I will get to this point after talking about the next one. Bhava mishreshu dasyena atmanivedanam Srimad Ambarishe. But when Ambarish Maharaj offered himself to the Lord, when he did Atmanivedana, he mixed emotional relationship also. What is the emotional relationship? He was thinking himself as a dasya or servant to the Lord. So here Jiva Goswami is giving an example. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayor. Let's look at that verse. That is in 9.4. Oops. Okay. Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhu. स वै मानसकृष्णपादारविन्दयोर्वाचांसि वैकुण्ठगुणानुवर्णने करौ हरेर्मन्दिरमार्जनादिशो श्रुतिं चकारश्च्युता सत्कतोदये. You want me to read the rest?
Yeah, fully.
मुकुन्दलिङ्गाय दर्शने दृशौ तद्भृत्य गात्रा स्पर्शेऽङ्गसङ्गमम् घ्राणाम् च तत्पादसरोजसौरभे श्रीमत्तुलस्या रसनां तदर्पिते पादौ हरे पादानुसर्पणे शिरो हृषीकेशा पादाभिवन्दने कामां च दास्ये न तु कामकाम्यया यतोत्तमः श्लोका जनाश्रयारति. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So here it is, this verse is actually, these verses are actually showing how Ambarish Maharaj is actually offering himself to the Lord. The main important point here is Kamam Chadasye. I want to be your servant. That is what the Jiva Goswami is highlighting. I want to be your servant. So this is the servant relationship is established there. That is Bhava Mishra. Bhava is mixed there. Anyways, because we read this, let's look at the full meaning of this verse. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayor. In the Krishna's lotus feet, he engages his mind. Vachangsi Vaikunta Gunan Varnane. So in the Vaikunta is referring to the Supreme Lord. He has a name. His name is also Vaikunta. Vaikunta Guna Anuvarnane, in reciting the qualities of the Lord, he engages his words, Vachangsi. Karau Harehe Mandira Marjanadishu, in cleaning the temple, etc. of Hari, he engages his hands. Shrutim Chakara Achyuta Sat Kathodaye. So in hearing the pastimes of the Lord Achyuta, he engages his hearing. Mukunda Linga Alaya Darshane Drishau. In looking at in taking the darshan of the temple of the Lord, he is engaging his eyes. Mukunda Linga is the deity. So in the temple, seeing the deities in the temple, he is engaging his eyes. Tad Bhritya Gatra Sparshe Angasangamam. So in touching the body of his servants, he is engaging his whole body. So he embraces the servants of the Lord, the Vaishnavas. Granam cha tatpada saroja saurabhe Srimat Tulsyaha. So he engages his smelling sense in Srimat Tulsi, that is the Tulsi leaf that is offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. In smelling that, in smelling the Tulsi offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, he is engaging his smelling sense. Rasanam tadarpite, the tongue in the offerings of the Lord. Padau harehe kshetra pada anusarpane. He is engaging his feet in going to the kshetras of the Supreme Lord, Hari. Shiraha hrishikesha pada abhivandane. So he is using his head in worshipping the feet of the Lord. So he is falling down and offering obeisances. This way he is saying kamam chadasye natu kama kameya. So he is desiring dasya relationship with the Lord. So that is the main point here. Iti. And then he gives another example. So this is for the dasya. You are mixing dasya into Atmanivedana. Tatha preyasi bhavena Shri Rukmini Devyam. So Rukmini is mixing the preyasi, that is lover. The emotional relationship of being a lover. She is mixing that into Atmanivedana. Yatha Uktam Tatra Eva. So in the same 10th canto, in the same Bhagavatam, it is mentioned in this verse. You could recite this, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Anme bhavan kalavruta patirangajayam atmarpitascha bhavatotra vibho videhi ma virya bhagam abhimarshatu chaidya arad Gomayuvanruga paterbalim ambujaksha.
Okay. So this is Rukmini is actually, I think, is talking or she's writing a letter. Forgot. So she's saying, therefore, may bhavan kalu vrataha patihi. So I have chosen you as my husband. Oh dear one, Anga. Atma arpitaha bhavataha. So I have offered my Atma to you. I have offered myself to you. This is what Atma Nivedana. Atra vibho jayam videhi. So coming here, make me your wife. This is mixing the prayasi bhava or the madhurya bhava into Atma Nivedana. There is this relationship is established. Ma vira bhagam abhimarshato chaidya. Chaidya is the son of King Chedi, who is Shishupal. So let Shishupal not touch the share of the hero. The share of the hero. That is, she is referring to himself. That she is actually a possession of Krishna. And Krishna is the hero. Hero's share. The Chaidya, the Shishupal should not take away the hero's share. Like what? Gomayu. What the Gomayu is actually the jackal. Just as jackal doesn't touch the offering to Mrigapati, that is lion. So that just as like the jackal shouldn't touch the offering to the lion, or lion's share shouldn't be touched by jackal. Similarly, this Veera Bhaga, the share of the hero, that is myself, shouldn't be touched by Shishupal. Oh, lotus eyed one, quickly come. So that's what she is writing here. So, anyways, so this is the Bhava Mishra Atmanivedanam. That is, the Bhava is mixed with Atmanivedanam with the Madhurya example. Evam Sakyadinam api iti neyam. So, in this way, you can understand for other relationship as well, like friendship and so on and so forth. You can mix all these things with Atmanivedanam. So, this one we did not read. Sharanapati kalu rakshitritvena varanam. So he is establishing the difference between Sharanapati, which is going to come later. Sharanapati is 52 Anga. Here 49th we are in. So he is differentiating what is Sharanapati. Sharanapati means rakshitritvena varanam, that you are choosing the Lord as your protector. That is Sharanapati. Sharana apati. Apati means obtaining shelter. That you are thinking, Lord is my protector. Tadidam tu atmanaha tatiyata sambhadanam iti bedaha. But however, Atmanivedanam is different. How? Here you are making yourself as the Lord's possession. There you are thinking, Lord is my protector. But Atmanivedanam is you are making yourself His. You are not anymore your property, your body or your Atma. Your body or Atma is the property of the Lord. So we have the story of Sanatana Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Sanatana Goswami wanted to commit a suicide because his body was oozing forth pus, and then he thought that his body has become useless in service of the Lord, so he should go and throw himself in front of Jagannath's cart. So when he was thinking like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastises him. And then he says, your body does not belong to you. It belongs to me. How can you abuse my property? So you cannot take decisions for yourself or your body. That's Atmanivedana. You can only, because it belongs to the Lord. So that is how the Atmanivedana is. But Sharanapati means you are thinking, Lord is my protector. In whichever situation, Lord will protect me. He will give me food. He will give me this. He will give me that. He will protect me. That faith is there. That is Sharanapati. So that is the difference between Sharanapati and Atmanivedana. Okay, so we'll read one more or maybe two more. Atha Nija Priya Upaharanam Yatha Ekadashe. So Nija Priya Upaharanam. Whatever is dear to oneself, giving up. This is 50th Anga. From the 11th canto, it is mentioned, Yadadi Ishtatamam Loke Yatcha Atipriyam Atmanaha Tat Tat Nivedayet Mahyam Tat Anantyaya kalpate. So, yadadi ishtatamam, whatever is most desired in the world, loke, that. Yat cha atipriyam atmanaha, whatever is very dear to oneself. So, whatever is most dearest in the world, most desired in the world, and whatever is desired to oneself. And then he also uses the word cha. Cha. Jiva Goswami says, Chakarat mama priyam cha. So, whatever is dear to the Lord as well, cha means etc. So, whatever is that etc. is denoting whatever is dear to Lord. So, whatever is desired in the world, whatever is dear to oneself, and whatever is desired by the Lord. What the Lord likes, gunja beads, or peacock feathers, or butter, or whatever the Lord desires. Those items one should offer to Mahyam, to unto me, one should offer those things to me. Tad anantyaya kalpate. So that will lead to infiniteness. So generally the meaning is anantyaya kalpate means you will attain liberation. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives another meaning. Anantam bhavati. That means if you offer that to the Lord, it will become unlimited. If let's say your Tesla car is very dear to you, and then you give it to the Lord for as a donation, and it will become infinite. You'll get infinite Tesla cars. Anyways, atha tadarthe akila cheshtitam yatha pancharatre. So the next one is doing everything for the Lord. From Pancharatra, he is giving the definition. Laukiki Vaidiki va api ya kriya kriyate mune hari seva anukula eva sa karya bhakti michata. So whatever you are doing in this world, Laukiki, Vaidiki, or whatever is described in the Vedas, like you perform some yagya or whatever it is. Whatever activities you are doing, either it can be a Laukikya or it can be a Vaidika, you should only perform whatever is favorable to service to the Lord. If Vedas say worship the Devatas and that is not favorable to the service of the Lord, you shouldn't do that. That is what it means, Akila Cheshtitam, Tadarte Akila Cheshtitam, doing everything for the Lord's sake. Sakarya, that should be only done. Bhakti Michata, by those who desire bhakti, the sadhakas. Okay, we'll look at Sharanapati from next week onwards. Any questions, comments, thoughts? Feel free to ask, make.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam Jai Shri Prabhupada. Wonderful Prabhu. Thank you so much for preparing for us and taking a lot of time in preparing and presenting it in such a nice, beautiful way, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a couple of questions. Like when you were just clarification when you were mentioning about the Rukmini example. So that is Madhurya. You were saying the letter Rukmini wrote to Krishna, right? So is it Aishwarya Madhurya, right? I mean, but again, it is not. It is again. I mean, since the example is from Srimad Bhagavatam, we can consider it as an Aishwarya Madhurya, or
Yeah, it is Aishwarya Madhurya only that Rukmini is having. But he says you can offer other relationship also. You can mix it with Atmanivedana.
Atmanivedanam. And Prabhu, another question is like Ambarish Maharaj example. It is so beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you for the explaining very nicely. So in Sanskrit, so it is so interesting to hear. And regarding the difference between the Atmanivedanam and Sharanapati, could you please say one more time? Because
Yeah,
I mean,
Atmanivedana is you are making yourself as a property of the Lord. Sharanapati means you are you are thinking Lord is your protector. Lord protects you. Now, how I go to a job and I work and I get money, and because of that money, I'm not living. I am living because Lord is protecting me. That is
okay.
what Sharanapati. But Atmanivedanam is I don't even belong to myself, so I cannot do any activity for myself. I will. I am a property of the Lord, so the property should work for the owner.
So
Like that.
Atmanivedam is the best among both of them.
Atmanivedana is more, you can say, elevated.
Acha, acha. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yes, Mantaji. Thank you. So that is why he has also mentioned that it is dushkara. It is very difficult to also practice.
Mhm. Mm. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, we'll stop here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. That was just thank you so much for the very beautiful instructions.
Thank
Prabhuji,
you.
actually, currently we are doing Nectar of Devotion in our Bhakti Sastri course, and it is extremely beautiful book. We are really releasing the book, all the students. So, is it with the help of Sankranthan Prabhu, if Prabhu agrees, if everybody agrees, can we include Nectar of Devotion in one of our readings in the future, Prabhuji? Or have you ever tried?
Sankarananda Prabhu is here.
It's a cream.
What we are reading is actually nothing but Nectar of Devotion only, with extra commentaries by the different Vaishnava Acharyas. So whatever you have Nectar of Devotion is actually here in this book that we have been discussing.
Yeah, that's correct, Prabhuji. This is nothing but Nectar of Devotion is summary of Bhakti Rasāmṛta Sindhu.
Yeah. And we have already read, I think, 2-3 times
Oh,
Nectar
we
of
did?
Devotion. This
Oh, okay.
yeah. We already read 2-3 times before also. But yeah, whenever, next in the future, we can take up that as well again.
Okay. But actually, my instructor was telling us that Teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is such a beautiful book. She said it should be included in Bhakti Rasāmṛta Sindhu. So maybe in the future, if possible, we can include Teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Sure, Madhavi.
In the readings.
Teachings of Lord Chaitanya also, yeah, it's a separate book, but I think we already finished the reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, which actually has all of the teachings of Lord Chaitanya book. Everything is there in that book. But yeah, separately reading teachings of Lord Chaitanya, if devotees are inspired, then we can again take up that as well.
Because there's a lot of instructions Prabhu has given to Rupa Goswami.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sure.
Thank you both. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, and devotees. We'll stop
Thank you
here.
very much. Thank you very much for the Jivan Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Such a beautiful point. Takeaway point today is Atma Nivedanam is mixed with different emotions. So I always thought the gopis' attitude of giving dust from their feet is part of Atma Nivedanam. They are willing to go to hell just to give relief to Krishna for a moment. So for me that, but so many wonderful insights in the prayers of Maharaj Ambrish and also Rukmini Devi's. I never paid attention to those aspects of Atma Nivedanam there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I have a quick small question.
Yes, Mataji.
Is having an emotional relationship with Lord is superior than the Atma Nivedanam?
So emotional relationship is mixed with the angas of bhakti. So here he is giving example how the emotional relationship is mixed with Atma Nivedana. Later we will read in Raganuga Bhakti how the emotional relationship is mixed in all of the angas of bhakti. So you cannot have only the emotional relationship alone. It has to be mixed with one of the angas of bhakti.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Krishna.
Thank you. Okay. Panchakalpatarubhyasya.
Prabhasantabhyecha paritanam pavnebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Anandakodi. Stella Prabhupada. Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.